y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you all how to make a multicolored tutu. As y'all can see, this is a little simple one back here, but basically you're going to need different color fabrics. I'm going to be using 3 different colors. So I have my purple, my pink, and my lavender. This is for a 10-yard tutu, so you have to basically divide it. I don't have a lot of this fabric. I want to say I can probably get 2 yards out of here. So I'm going to use this full amount. However many I can get out of here is going to determine how much I use of these two. So yeah, we can get started with the purple. And I'm going to be using my table to roll out my yards. Basically, you want to get a table that's 36 inches. 36 inches equal 1 yard. Or like this table is like 32 inches. So I did my 32 inches and I marked where 4 inches is. So I have to roll out another 4. I can explain that better to y'all in another video, but it is easier if you just get a table that's 36 inches. So let me see how many yards I can get out of here. That's 1. I figured I was gonna get like 2 yards out of here. So that's 1 yard, 2. Yeah, so I got 2 yards out of here. So I'm gonna roll it up. Since I got 2 yards out of here, I'm going to do 4 lavender and 4 pink. And that totals 10 yards. So after you roll out how many yards you want, you'll cut it. I didn't have to cut this. I'm gonna show y'all with the other ones. But after you cut it, then you just roll it up neatly. And once you get your yards rolled up, that's when you cut your inches. And this is for a 4T tutu. So we're gonna make her tutu 8 inches. So for 8-inch tutu, you're going to cut 16 inches because it's going to be folded in half. But first I'm gonna start with cutting off one side. Okay, as y'all can see, it's just a little scrap. It's not clean. You don't want this. This is gonna be hard to sew. It's everywhere. Make sure y'all cut off your sides. Y'all want a clean cut tutu. Should look like this. Get you some measuring tape. Cut your inches. It's right here. Cut. These scissors are not the best either. Get y'all some good scissors so it'll look like this. Clean cut. And then what you want to do is you want to break this up. I should measure this since I know it's 2 yards. I really don't measure it for real. I just roll out a little bit of the fabric and cut it. So I do this basically so I can have like, I can really show y'all with the tutu, but explaining it basically so I can have this color in the tutu twice. So it's just not like one thing of yellow, one thing of pink, one thing of purple. It's gonna be like, let me say different colors. Basically, so it won't be like one thing of purple, one thing of lavender, one thing of pink. It'll be pink, purple, lavender, pink, purple, lavender. So you want the color in there a couple times. So 2 purples. Here's my pink fabric. I'm about to roll out 4 yards of pink. You gotta make sure everything is nice and even. So just straighten it out. Okay, so I just rolled out my 4 yards. So now I'm gonna cut where my 4 yards is, which is right here. Okay, my 4 yards cut. Now I'm about to roll it all up nice and evenly. Y'all notice I keep saying evenly because that's a major key. Like it has to be neat in order for it to sew easy. I like an easy sew. I don't like no complicated, taking forever, taking an hour on one skirt. No. You want to make sure you do it nice and even. The more even it is, the more easier it's going to be to sew your tutu. So make sure it's even. Okay, so I'm going to be doing the same thing I did with the other one. I'm going to cut off an end. Now it's nice and clean. Now I'm going to be cutting 16 inches. Now I look like this, 2 clean sides. Now I'm going to roll out some of the fabric again so I can make it 2 pieces. Remember, you want 2 pieces. So it can be pink in a tutu twice versus one big thing of pink. So I don't measure how much I roll out. I just roll some out. All of it's going to be in there anyway. So as long as I got some of the pink in there twice, that's all that matters. Okay, so I'm going to roll it up. Y'all see it's hard rolling up sideways. That's why I do it from the front. But, okay. 2 pieces of pink. And I already explained it twice. So I'm going to do the same thing with the lavender. I'm going to still show y'all me doing it. But I'm just not going to repeat the steps again. Because I don't want to be repetitive. So, yeah, just watch me cut the lavender. And then we're going to get right to sewing. Okay, so I'm going to be starting with this purple ribbon because I want it to be at the bottom. First, you want to heat seal the ribbon so it won't fray. It'll look like this. Then you want to lay your ribbon on the sewing machine. I just hooked it down. And I'm going to pick up my first color. It really don't matter what order you go in. I'm going to start with lavender. And I'm going to put it down. My sewing machine is already threaded. I'll do another video on how to thread the sewing machine. First, you want to back stitch. You always got to back stitch. If you know how to sew, you know what that is. But don't worry, because my next video, I'm going to show y'all what it is. But you're going to back stitch. And then you're going to sew. So next I'm going to grab pink because I decided I don't want my purple and lavender close. So I'm going to grab pink next to put in the middle. And the same thing, I'm just going to roll it out. And you're going to open this, put it down. Sew my pink on. Next, I'm picking up some purple. Just making sure it's even. Clapping it under. And then after this, I'm just going to pick up the last 3 pieces and I'm just going to be repeating these same steps. so I'm going to take it out. Now I'm going to pull my fabric all the way to the front. Gonna grab my pink ribbon and heat seal it. Clamp it down. Now I'm gonna take the other half of the fabric. This got the purple and I'm gonna put the pink on this half, so I'm just gonna clamp it down. And since all of the fabric is already added, I don't have to go through that no more, so I'm just gonna sew straight through. So yeah, this step is pretty simple because all of the fabric is already on one train now. Oh, and I'm also gonna cut these threads. Make sure you cut them off. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a back stitch and then I'm gonna begin sewing. Okay, so the only thing you would have to do is take the fabric, make sure that you unravel it. Come to your next fabric piece, it'll be like this. You're just gonna do the same thing, lay it under the presser foot and sew it. So I'm gonna sew a little bit till I get to that portion. Okay, now you wanna lift the presser foot, put the fabric under it, and then sew. Okay, now that I'm done sewing on both sides, I'm gonna gather my fabric to the front. Is my lighting good? I hope so. Okay, so I have both of my pieces. As y'all can see, it's open. Got my pink and my purple. Now I'm gonna fold it over like this. And so I got my pink on top of my purple. And y'all can see it from this view too. And I'm gonna clap it down. This is where I'm gonna sew my train at. So basically my elastic will go through there. Yeah, I'm just cutting these threads off, y'all, because you don't want no excess thread on your tutu. And I got a loose bobbin. That's why I got all this long thread. I gotta find that loose bobbin. Okay, but anyway, so you're gonna sew your train. You want it to be about, will I say an inch? Maybe a little smaller than an inch. Let me see. You want it to be a little smaller than an inch. So a little smaller than an inch. So I would say in between a half inch and an inch. So that's how wide I do mine. So I'm just gonna sew this all the way through and then I'm gonna show y'all how I feed the elastic through. Okay, so now my tutu is off. So I have my elastic. This is 1 inch. Her tutu is a size 4T, so I'm going to do 18 inches for her waistband. I'm going to take my measuring tape. Measure out 18 inches. And cut. So this is what I feed my elastic through with. You can get this off Amazon. I'll drop the link. I have a love-hate relationship with this because sometimes it will yank off the tutu, and that's just a whole nother story. Like, I would have to show y'all how I have to put it back together when it does that. So it's a love-hate relationship. You can also use a safety pin. That's what I started out using. I still do use it. But you got it like this to the end. That's how it should look. Let me cut this thread. So this opening, this your train that you sewn, this is what you're gonna feed your elastic through. So you just wanna put it through. It's this little circle thing. I'll be having to get it over. And then you just wanna pull the elastic through the hole. But yeah, that's what you do. Okay, now that you're at the end, you just raise this thing up, take it off. This is how your tutu should look. So you see all the colors in there multiple times. We got purple, pink, lavender, purple, pink, lavender. So it's not just like one thing of pink, one thing of lavender, and one thing of purple. You want it to be in there a couple different times like this. So this is perfect. You'll take both ends together like this. And you'll sew a straight stitch through. Make sure you back stitch as well. That's exactly what I'm about to do. My sewing machine have a little thread cutter, so I be using it sometimes. So I just use that to cut my thread. You stand up. So this is how it looks right now before I evenly distribute it. You want to pull it and make sure it's evenly distributed through the band. So that way it looks nice and full. And just well put together, because that's the goal. I want to make sure your work look good. Okay, and then like y'all see how sometimes the ribbon be folded up. You want to unfold it. I do normally put it on a mannequin for this, but you don't have to. Just pull it down like this. Now I'm about to dress it up with the actual outfit, so I'll show y'all how it turned out. Thank y'all so much for watching my video. If y'all have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what y'all want to see next.